of a nonpartisan organization. You're not fighting for any political figures, but you are not going to be supporting the re-election of Justin Trudeau.
No, and look, in fairness, Aaron O'Toole is a good friend of mine. His father and I were federal and provincial counterparts in my old riding, in Ontario riding, Pickering, Scarborough East, 3 ridings that changed over time in names as the riding got bigger. But I went after Aaron as well for following this trap of weather taxes and believing that the world was coming to an end. And that's not what he was saying, but to somehow put water with his wine, I thought it was the most ridiculous idea. No, I'm not partisan. I've never been, the only member of any party has been the Liberal Party. I've never joined another party. I have no interest in joining parties. But if a party is prepared to commit itself realistically to policies that make sense, and what I'm hearing from Pierre Poilievre sounds a whole lot more like where I was as a member of parliament in the Liberal Party 20 years ago, then you can understand why folks of my generation, and we're not that old, are gravitating towards that and realize that pragmatism has an important role to play in our politics, and an even more important role to play when you keep your eye off the game. And the game here is to help Canadians make ends meet, not find trendy, cute, arduous ways to make it tough for them to make ends meet while claiming that you somehow have some virtue over the climate. There is no one out there who's going to be able to change the climate by simply putting a tax on people. And I think the tax on people is an attack on their livelihood and the standard of living, and it is unfortunately an attack on the unity of the country as a consequence. Everything that they have done reminds me of what his father, Justin Trudeau's father, said. This is a little bit like the sorcerer's apprentice opening the damn Pandora's box and now can't shut the thing. And for that reason, he has to go. And anybody who doesn't want to do that, I say to them, look, I'm not here because I don't like Justin Trudeau. I said good things about him at the outset. I did know him a little bit. I was concerned about his, being green, and there were things that I thought were going to be problematic. And I was a Liberal riding president of the riding association I represented for many, many years. But this is not what I would have expected of the Liberal Party. And if you ask the question, were my generation of Liberals? Well, most of them, I was one of the younger ones. I'm in my 60s. The average age when I was elected and I was 30 which was 30 years ago. The average age was about 55. You can imagine many of them are not involved anymore, and many of them have passed on. For many of us, though, who've seen a pragmatic Liberal Party embrace what it did, looking at necessity, tackling the issue before us, which was unfortunately unity and at the same time economic collapse. We did both. We did well on both fronts because we knew what the real issues were. And I think Canadians are becoming more connected with reality, and that this government is completely and utterly detached from it. The federal Trudeau Liberals are so far away from reality, it would take the Hubble telescope to see where the hell they are.
That's good. We're going to use that one. That's good. Well, that's probably a good note to end it on because it's refreshing to hear a common sense Liberal like yourself talking about this situation honestly and forthrightly. You've identified all of the key information. Nobody knows this sector better than you do, and you're thank God for the work you're doing, and that you're out there.
Yeah, trying to point out to people this old little thing. You can't even find online anymore. I don't know if you can read that. This is a report on gasoline pricing in Canada, June of 1898. Liberals did care about fuel prices. They did care about helping people, and it allowed me to do other things. Background on the impact of mergers in the grocery industry, several bills that went with it. Look, I'm not showing these because they happen to be in front of me. It's just that there was a time when the party actually truly cared, and its membership cared. They've lost their way, and as a result, I think it's time for voters to tell them to get lost.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dan McTeague, for joining me today, and keep up the good work. Stay in touch, and let's do this again.
We'll do it again. We need good journalists like you, David. Thanks for doing this.
All right. Thank you so much, David. Hi, it's David Creighton here. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the station. We could not move forward without you. What we're trying to do every week here is bring you the news you might not see everywhere else. And we're coming against Justin Trudeau's internet censorship laws. Please subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't done so already. I know it's annoying to ask. Believe me, I'm not a salesman. I'm a writer. But I really implore you to do that because I need this station to keep going. We want to keep bringing you the news that you want to hear. And if you want a story covered, let me know, please. Because that's where I'm getting a lot of news information from your tips. So thank you for being there for me. And you can also support this station by going on my Substacks and subscribing for $8 a month. Yes, I know it's free, but I can also use your support. So please do that if you can. And I'll continue to be here every week, every day if must needs be, to tell you what's really happening in this world of ours. And I'm in nobody's pocket, but I am on your side.